Welcome to Communion with our Goddess at Eanna Institute. I am your mom, Eanna, here on behalf of Holy Inanna. Today we're going to go deeper into the Octaquetra ritual, how it works, why it's so effective, and the way that the building of each octave helps to transform our lives. So I received this sequence during a time of a lot of darkness, and I was going through my own descent, and I was actually hearing a lot of negativity in my own mind. And I had spent the years prior to that really working through each thought layer by layer and tuning it into what do I want to make true in my life. But then I was suddenly faced with more negativity that I could handle. And I'm sure that a lot of people in the world today are facing a lot of trials and challenges and frustrations and incomprehensible actions by others that they might not know what to do with. And this is a tool that helps us move the energy up, semitone by semitone, as if playing a note on a keyboard or piano, moving up the ladder, moving up the scales, so that we can re-enter alignment with our soul, with our source, and our goddess. It began as a way to use my voice to transform how I was feeling and what I was thinking about. Then it evolved into this system of like, okay, there's 8 octaves and they all work together somehow. And I don't have to necessarily do them in order. In fact, they're coming through me based on what the moment requires. So it started to feel like the star shape that we often portray in our imagery, the Star of Inana, or what we call the Octaquetra, the 8-petaled rosette. And so if you think about like the little cootie catchers you had as a kid, like this geometry is folding in and out, it's living, it's breathing, and it's expanding and then contracting into a particular essence that is relevant to the moment. Then it started to build. And what I discovered was our understanding of the Phi golden ratio, the way that nature grows through this pattern of accumulation. The Fibonacci sequence is a good example of that. It moves from 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, and so forth. And it's just really adding what was previously created. And the magic of that and the mystery is, how do you go from the 0 to the first 2 ones? And it is that premise, moving from nothing, the origin, into creation, into the oneness, into unity, and then replicating that process over and over again until you get to higher numbers. It's really geometry folding into itself. And the first octave, as we're going to move through that, is how we move from the 0 to the 1. We start in the silence. So let's begin. Octavia Una, the skeleton key of silence. 0 center. Why do we 0 center? We're activating our sense of 0 point energy. And that sounds lofty, but it's actually quite a simple premise. In order to really leverage the paradoxical powers that our goddess wields, we need to be comfortable in the nothing, in the void, in 0. And who talks about that? Who talks about going into the nothingness on purpose? There's fear there sometimes, like relinquishing everything that you know to be true in a way. And what Inana did in her descent is take away her symbols and attributes of power in order to stand naked in front of a Octaquetra, which represents her full inversion from life to death, from light to dark. And so you're standing there with nothing. You have a death. You experience the death. You're hanging on the meat hook of total obliteration. And then something happens, because it's not final. Even though there is a death, there is a return to nothingness. It doesn't stay there. And that's the promise of the first octave, is that when we take a moment, take 1 minute of silence, which we'll do in a moment, feel your spine, your skull, your bones, your skeleton. We're standing in that space where there is nothing, to receive a catalyzation. So let's be here for just 1 minute. There's nothing here. No one, nowhere. All it takes is 1 minute in the void for things to start moving again. Your skeleton is your anchor here. It is what keeps you still and silent. I center, bringing nothingness into oneness. I, a woman. Octavia Dua, breathing beautifully. Emphasis on the full. Just taking 8 breaths together, enough to start the circulatory process, to move from silence and stillness into the first dynamic that any being experiences, which is breath. On the inhale, we receive the love of our goddess, we receive the love of source. On the exhale, we return that. It is a give and take. And the second octave really teaches us divine union and polarity, because it's integrative and expansive, integrative and expansive. That is the nature of breath. So let's breathe together 8 times and begin. Receive love. Give love. Receive. Give. Take it in, everything that you can. Let it all out. Let it all go. Receive the fullness. Exhale all that you are. Let it be ecstatic, cleansing, cathartic. Last one. We're ready. We are moving. We are activated. A woman. Octavia Treya, surrendered sounding. Surrender. It's kind of a trigger word sometimes. We have to trust what we're surrendering into. There's a beautiful unfolding, unraveling, and hinging that happens in surrender. But we also want to cultivate a safe place, a sacred space, in order for that to happen. We need to know that we are held and that what we are releasing into is of the best and highest good for us. So mentally, we set those parameters. In fact, setting a shape around yourself that feels safe, I would suggest the octagon, but you could even do a triangle or a square, something that gives you a sense of, in here, inside this space, I am free to be exactly as I am. I don't need to make sense. The sounds or the words that come out of my mouth don't need to be pleasing or even positive. It just needs to be true and raw. If it's chaotic, I embrace that. If it's even silent, that's also okay. But we're going to use sound, and I'm just going to demonstrate how taking some space to release what's there helps to clean out our systems. Okay? So I'm going to begin with whatever's true for me. And I'm going to let my breath, octave 2, guide what comes out. So really what I'm focusing on is just breathing, and it becomes audible as a natural byproduct. It's not forced, it's rhythmic. Okay? So begin with the breath again and say whatever comes next. La, ba, ah. Vowel sounds can be helpful. Ah, e, I, o. Give them breath. A-I-E-I-O, A-I-O. Breathing, surrendering, breathing, surrendering, breathing, surrendering. I am breathing, I am surrendering. That is simply all I am doing. I am letting what I trust take hold of me. I'm letting our goddess take hold of me. I'm letting her move through my mouth. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not overthinking about it. I'm just letting speech happen. I'm letting breath happen. I'm doing this for about 3 minutes so that I can clear my system. I'm not trying to think. I'm not trying to be anything. I'm not trying to entertain you or make you smile. I'm not trying to give you a tool or anything of the sort. I'm actually not trying to do anything. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm letting the breath do everything. I'm letting my breath do everything. My breath is what powers me. My breath is what takes me on this journey through life from my human incarnation. I'm simply letting my breath speak. My breath is my spirit is my breath. My breath comes from the divine. My breath is source. Your breath is divine. Your breath is source. It is truthful. Breath does not lie. Breath only shows us what is flowing, what is life. A woman. Octaquetra, transmutational toning. Now that there's a rhythm of the breath making sounds becoming audible, something is happening, energy is in motion. We're going to take that rawness, that somewhat chaoticness, the unknown, and tune it, tone it, focus it. When we focus energy, we generate power. It's that simple. When we diffuse energy, we release it back to its potential state. But the energy is always present. It's ambient. So we're going to go through a sequence of 8 tones. And we can align these tones with our chakras. So starting at the base of the spine, even at the feet, we're going to move up through our crowns and all around back into a completion of a cycle of the toroidal field of energy. I'm going to start with 174 hertz. And the tone, the sound that we're going to make is truth. So what is truth? What is the truth in the legs, in the base of the spine, and the root chakra? I'm just going to start with that. Truth. I'm going to tone into the vowels of that word. Truth. So it'll be an oo sound. Truth. Freedom. 285. I am becoming the sound of the word. I'm becoming the concept. I'm becoming my invocation. Sound shapes matter instantly, literally, directly. This is the science of cymatics. Do it to your body. Make it somatic. 396. This word is relating this to our core today. Let's go with the word power. power. Moving up to the fourth, the heart chakra. I'm feeling the word people. People. Moving up to the fifth, the throat chakra. Voice, expression, creativity. What is relevant for our community today? Speak. Speak your truth. Speak. Let's do speak. Yeah. Speak. When the sound gets raspy, that's when you know that there's a slight blockage. So keep working on it, kind of excavating, mining it. Speak. When it comes out clear, you know that the chakra's clear. When there's a distortion, the voice cracks. That's the indicator. One more, because I'm getting something in my throat. Speak. See? Clear. Okay. Wisdom, intuition, the first eye, the oculi. Oculus. Vision. There's a vision at play. Our goddess has a vision. The reason we are here is to build that vision, to execute her plan. So let's go with the sound of vision. Vision. It's probably two vowels that we're going to tone on. Vision. That one's powerful. Look at that. Okay, moving up to the crown, the seventh chakra. Queen, Queen of Heaven. This is who we are serving. Queen. Last one, the eighth one, which represents the totality and the perpetuality of the system. The eighth, it's the 7, completeness plus 1. Heaven, Queen of Heaven. The word is heaven. Heaven. A woman. Do you feel it yet? Because my body does. I feel energy flowing. I feel it moving. Each octave builds upon the previous to raise energy. When a person is in a higher energy state, they experience wellness. They experience vitality. They experience connection, insights, genius revelations. It's all there. You just have to be in the vibe and the vibration of it. You know this as a spiritual being. This is how we can raise our energy. So moving into the 5th octave, Octavia Penta. This is our synergy spell. Now that we've gotten energy to move, we've communed with our goddess through the truth of our sound, we're going to start taking that energy and building with it, architecting it into form, into something that is meaningful and tangible to us. So what the synergy spell does is it utilizes a coordinate grid an up, down, left, and right. Essentially the bones of what the chaos magic is, which is 8. This is the up, down, left, right version of it that moves the energy outwards but still helps to keep it aligned. So there's 2 variations of this. You could do an 8, you could do a 4. We're going to do the 4 today. So what does that mean? We're taking intentions, invocations, words that have a purpose, and we're going to align them. So what is relevant for today? I allow our goddess to tell me what this is. Okay. We start in the center. 0 center again. Moving the energy up first into precision. Precision is our top word. Down is grounded. Grounding. Grounding. Letting it be an active verb. Left. Sorcery. This is a magical art, sorcery. Right. Quintessence. Getting to the quintessence of this practice. The basicness, its underlying quality. Precision, grounding, sorcery, quintessence. Each of these directions have deeper layers of symbolism. Up is a father energy. It is the air element. Down is the mother energy, the earth element. Left is sister energy, water element. Right is brother energy, fire element. But you may know the 8-sided shape or even the 4-sided shape through different lenses, through different means. All of this symbology layers onto each other. So if you have different associations to what the up, down, left, right, air, fire, water, earth is, bring that in. Allow it to become a complete system, not one or the other, but both and integrative. It's about fusion of energy. Okay, so as we invoke each term, we're moving our bodies. This can be done standing up with space around you, moving our bodies to take the shape of that word. Precision feels like this to me. This is my coordinate center. Okay, so I'm going to precision, I'm going to move down into grounding, and grounding feels like 2 fists on my knees. Grounding. On the left, I have sorcery, and that feels like taking something in my hand and wielding it. I am taking the powers of Earth, I am taking the powers of the solar system, of the galaxy, of the universe, and I'm wielding them to quintessence. Taking the macro, making it micro. Taking the cosmic and making it quantum. Okay? So, start in the center and begin. Precision. Grounding. Sorcery, quintessence. Precision, 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 grounding. Sorcery, quintessence. Feel it. Precision, grounding, sorcery, quintessence. It's a gyroscope. Precision, grounding, sorcery, quintessence. Let it move you. Precision, grounding, sorcery, quintessence. Let it be whole. Precision, grounding, sorcery, quintessence, I center. Bring that energy back into the body. A woman. Octavia septa. Octavia sea. Commanding communication. Okay, we've just activated a gyroscopic field. It is moving in all directions. Now we take it again and we focus it. In the same way that surrendered sounding opens the field, transmutational toning focuses the field. Synergy spell opens it up again. Commanding communication focuses again. There is a rhythm that we established by breath. Okay, so with commanding communication, we are taking this energy and we are giving direct commands. We are the programmers. We are typing in the source code directly through our sound, our voice, into the universe. Our goddess can hear us. God hears us. The universe hears us. So what are we commanding into being? What are we commanding into creation? This is a 6-minute practice. I'll do an abbreviated version of this, but speak. What is it that you are giving attention to, power to, intention to? I'm going to speak my truth here. I trust that this is a potent space, a safe space, a clarified space, a crystalline space. I'm giving voice to what matters to me. I'm giving voice to what matters to the Eanna Institute. I'm giving voice to what matters to our community, our people, and our dreams and vision for a city. I'm giving voice. I'm giving power. I'm giving energy. I'm giving command. I'm giving the energy of commanding reality. I'm giving the energy of ascending and escalating and amplifying my own power. I'm letting my breath do the talking. I'm letting it be spoken, and I'm speaking it with intention. In fact, I am receiving and transmitting at the same time. I am speaking what I want into creation, which is flow, which is fluidity, which is plasmicity, a state of being in the rapturous experience of rapid plasma flowing. It is exciting. It is high octane. It is invigorating. It is thrilling. It is joyous. It is passionate. It is vital. It is creative. It is a current. It is electric. It is magnetizing all that I want and need to me, because I am doing an active component of rotating my sound throughout the galaxies, throughout the universe. It is having an immediate vibrational effect. I am deciding that what I do here today is massively impactful. I am choosing this. I am letting my voice be my captain. I am steering my truth into the seas of potential, into the seas of omnipotence, into the seas of all that is good and all that is wonderful and all that is ecstatic and heavenly and pure. I am allowing things to take form. I am allowing things to take root. I am focusing my sound into precise crystalline creation. I am transmitting the power of this practice. I am demonstrating what the octaquetral spectrum encompasses. I am making mistakes sometimes along the way. I am also seeing them as just like jump points. Like, it's okay if I mess up the thing. It's actually okay. I'm giving myself permission to experience my humanity without condemning myself for it. I am in tune with the divine consciously because of my choice, because of my will to do so. And I'm allowing my imperfection to be a part of the process. I'm allowing the no to give rise to my yes. I am allowing what isn't working to show me what can work even better. And so I am using this energy completely, soulfully, and wholefully. I am choosing to command my reality. A woman. Okay. Commanding is a masculine energy. We are focusing it directly. We are architecting, we are engineering. Octavia 7, Septa, is sacred singing. It's returning back into the feminine again. It's opening up the space. Here is where we turn this powerful flow into song, into art, into poetry, into creation. I'm actually going to start with a reading from the Holy Grail, Her Resurrection, by Eanna. This is a passage about the masculine, because we need his energy. We need his energy to come into alignment with what the divine feminine offers. In order to rebuild earth, to anchor heaven on earth, for this to be an experience that returns us home to who we truly are, we need both to function in equilibrium. So even though we are focused on the divine feminine as a whole, it's become very important to integrate what the masculine so desperately needs to find again through the lens of the feminine. This passage is called A Song for Him. Dear masculine, please, do not cower in my presence. Do not attempt to diminish me out of fear. Do not seek to rise above me. Do not push me down. Please do not ignore the growing sound of my vital, pulsing song. Wow. Do not shut your eyes and ears to the mighty current of my body. Behold me, please. Do not dismiss me. Now, as you have done before, do not hide from what my presence will expose. Do not fear the gift of death I deliver. Octave 1. Do not brace against the blackness of my waters. Do not shy away from the seduction of my fertile opening. I am opening. Hold yourself steady. Allow the passion I evoke, the trembling of both desire and fear. Do not attempt to possess me here. Please, do not try to lead or direct me. Do not exploit me for your gain. Know the language of a river. Please listen, pause, wait, hold, anticipate. Do not cower in the face of my magnificence. Do not humiliate yourself before me. Do not scorn me for the treasures of my true devotion. Me to me. Please, power to power. Neither above nor below, meet me here. My fertile void is calling. Now, you dissolve into me in the resurrection of the King with his Queen. Your humble courage is required. Here, power to power. Feel me now. This is the dawning of a new era. I let the passage reveal itself. I opened the book to see what we're going to read today, and this one is just firing on all cylinders with synchronicities and relevance. So thank you, Eanna. Thank you for this beautiful piece of prose and poetry. In sacred singing, we're combining the arts. And a phenomenon that seems to happen, especially with me, is that when I'm really in this flow, in this ability to conduit sacred sound, I find myself singing with our goddess. I find myself thinking of her many different names, many different attributes and facets, and sound, just song especially, seems to move out. One of my favorite things is to listen to my music and then just layer my truth onto the track. It's like a meditation practice in a way, but I'm allowing what I feel to become the lyrics. Just in the moment, there's not really thought. It's this practice of allowing my breath to do all the talking. So we're going to try some of that for just a few minutes here. This is a practice that I recommend doing for about 7 minutes in the sequence of the ritual. And you can use accompaniments, drums, or music of choice, but today we're going to allow the tone to be the musical background. The tone that I'm going to use is the Mi note, 528 hertz. So I simply let the sound start to move. And whatever comes next. Queen, 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 queen of heaven, queen, queen of heaven, queen, queen of heaven, your radiance. Queen, queen of heaven, queen, queen of heaven, queen, queen of heaven, bestow us with your radiance. Show us the path, the Octaquetra rosette path, back to our home, home in our heart, home in our minds, home in the roots, root. I need to go lower. Okay, let's do this. That's not lower. Roots. The serpent at the roots, the serpent at the base, the serpent in the tree, the serpent who stares in the face, who is mimicking and mirroring and mimicking and mirroring and moving with a momentum. The serpent at the base and the roots and the ground of the hulu tree hulu. Who are you to move me? The serpent is reflective. The serpent is on the surface of the waters, of the lunar waters, of the waters of the moon, of the mother goddess, of Ningle of the moon. The serpent of the waters is mirroring us completely and fully. The serpent cannot move until we move. The serpent who could not be charmed is reflecting. We're not charming the serpent. We are changing ourselves to change the reflection. Usurping, the throne has been usurped. But how do we return the throne to the rightful one? To the queen, the robes of queenship, the staff of kingship, the garments of leadership, queen. The bed, the marital bed, the throne of your exalted power, queen of earth, queen of love, queen of light. We give you our love. Hey, woman. Before we finish with Octave 8, Octavia Octa, the first seven are what move and they generate and move the energy. The eighth is a little harder to do on video, but it is about applying that energy. It is about creation, action, building something, making something more real. The eighth octave is utilizing the natural elements, air, fire, water, earth, as allies in the creation in of itself. So start with that. You have all this energy. You have the tools of making yourself higher vibrational, making things flow and move. You're accessing the current. The first 7 octaves are that tool. What do you do with that? What do you use it for? So I can only speak really from personal experience here. And the thing that I'm creating is an oasis. It is a space for communion, is a space for creation, is a space for ritual, and also I'm really vibing with this idea of it being a resort. There are water pools, oasis, and there's an element of being able to relax into this current while simultaneously utilizing it for creative purposes. So when I think about what I need in life, it's people. It's people. It's a team. It's a team who gets this. It's a team who practices this. Because the Octaquetra ritual, it's a way of life for us, for my partner and I. This is how we think about things. It's the full system. Like, we have the tool that we need to get us through whatever we need to get through and move through. And it's working in our lives. So we're combining now some of the associations to, well, what is air, water, earth, and fire in relationship to what is wanting to be created? So how do I apply that to what we're doing as also inspiration to whatever it is that you choose to do in your life and creative pursuits? I know that I need land. That's an earth element. The air is for me, the mental clarity. It's knowing what to do next. I feel like the air is organizing things in terms of flow. Like, there's always a current of the atmosphere that is organizing what's going on in the planet. Because we can't breathe, we can't live, we can't exist. So I like to think of air and breath as being that thing that is moving everything along. That's why I always say, speak on the breath. Like, let the truth come out because you're breathing it into existence. So air is that organizing principle. Water is, we need a water source. We need to find a spring, perhaps like a tributary of a river. Waterfall would be amazing, but it's an oasis. We need a source of fresh water that is constant, not just digging it out of the ground from a well, but I really want to be by a running spring, a potent one that feels clean and clear and is ideally drinkable. So that's my water element in my creation. And the fire is the passion of the people to do this. This is not being done alone. And I'm so fortunate and grateful to have a partner in this. And our community is expanding. And I'm grateful for everyone that has, joined us on Instagram and YouTube and, WhatsApp conversations. And there is more to come. But I do feel this growing sense of like, okay, it's community time. It's collaboration time. It's not just me anymore. Like, take a leadership role and inspire the people. So that's fire. That's the fire element. It's the passion, the vision, the inspiration, the energy that gets shit done. So that's how I'm invoking that in my own creations. So I'm going to allow this octave to be a little bit of a mystery because it works when there is a clear intention at hand. And so when we gather in a group to perform the Octaquetra ritual, this octave in particular will be how we proceed. This will guide our actions. Air, water, fire, earth. Are we honoring the elemental harmonium in what we're attempting to do? Are we infusing the powers and spirit of nature into our endeavors? Because when we do, we're in alignment with earth. We're in alignment with our goddess. We're in alignment with truth. We're in alignment with potency, fertility, expansion, amplification. We allow the phi golden ratio to just take hold of us and move us iteratively to accumulate the resources that we need to accomplish our goals. And it works that way. And for now, I'm just going to let you know that. I hope that you join us in the future to either a virtual or in-person Octaquetra ritual. I would love, love, love for you to experience this gift that we've been given. Cannot vouch for it enough. And I think that's my truth, is that throughout my spiritual path, my journey, I have found my system. And I'm not saying that this is like for everyone necessarily, but for the people who resonate with this idea that life moves in this 8-petaled, symmetrical, geometrical way, that things grow along natural patterns, that there's a geometry at play in everything that we do, and that integrating the elements and the power of sound to elevate energy, then this is for you. We're going to close out our communion for today with our prayer. Holy Goddess, blessed are you, Queen of Heaven, Prima Creatora of our universe, Holy, beloved, eternal, origin of our reality. Bless you. Thank you for attending Communion with our Goddess at Eanna Institute. Our Sunday sequence is now complete. A woman.